The moment you don't allow life to touch you and you resist the process, things will get extremely ugly. I've seen those things, and I want you to know it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how famous you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, or what any other thing you identify yourself. If life doesn't touch you, the more you resist the process, and the more things will get ugly. Who knows? Somebody will end up in a mental asylum, somebody else in a mental clinic, but it doesn't matter if you end up in the most expensive mental health clinic in the world. Why are you doing this to yourself? This can happen. This is not something strange, something that only an alien or somebody with the huge beard, turban, or something like that can do. That's why I'm telling this to you. This is something very worth sharing. I want you to understand that life is not your enemy. Life is not something to constantly scare, to be afraid of. Life is not something to seize with any kind of conflict. Conflict is there because you're not willing to see it the way it is and to see yourself the way it is. So definitely, life will turn and it'll become as an enemy if you try to fight it. Definitely. The worst enemy. Worst. But why fighting it? That's the question. Why keeping this lie? Because you're lying to yourself and you're suffering. If you lie to yourself and you're not suffering, who am I to say you should not lie? I'm just saying, is it not worth? This is the only opportunity and choice that we can do, we can take. We want to fight, we want to experience everything as a kind of heavy injustice because I'm so small and everything is so big. I wish I wasn't here. Or looking it straight. What I'm telling you is, if you look at it the way it is, incredible feelings will you will experience something which you cannot imagine. If you fight it, you know already your feelings. I'm nobody to tell you what feeling you have, but I can imagine definitely. You just talk to the majority of the people in the world, and we cannot definitely say that they are blissful, or at least at ease. At ease. Maybe we can find someone which is at ease when he's 99 years old. because those things somehow he got to experience at a very old age. But why we cannot be intelligent enough to give ourselves the possibility of being touched by life? The moment life touches you, you are constantly in love. You don't need to desperately get this feeling using somebody else. You can do it because this is your nature if you touch certain things. So, do you want to live in love or do you want to live in rage? That's a choice. Not only rage, in depression, in fear, in anxiety, in struggle, in being very exclusive, used by a lot of forces, or you want to see everything clear, not being used by anybody because you see it clearly, not being trapped by yourself as a kind of separate word, separate and constantly fighting to everything around you with likes and dislikes, trying to see who wants to attack you, using everything for your well-being. That's the choice. The moment we do the right choice, it's like the world is welcoming us. The moment we do the wrong choice, it's like the world is on our head. Definitely not a pleasure to be alive with all this much in pushing on my head, on my shoulder. But if all of this welcomes you, imagine the opposite. The same feeling, the same intensity, but the opposite. You will be in love not because something happened sometimes, maybe once every 20 years. You will be in love because you touch a dimension that a consequence you doesn't know any other way of living. It doesn't matter how much you lie to yourself, but obviously you want it. Everyone wants it. There are only people that are capable to get there and people that are not capable to get there. Not capable yet. But the beauty and the bounty of life is that everyone is welcomed. Everyone is welcome. There is not somebody on the white list, very few, a lot of people in the black list. Everyone is in the white list. Life wants you. Truth wants you. But you don't want it. And you suffer. That's, I'm not laughing because, I'm just laughing because definitely, if you look at being aware, it's a nonsense. It's time that you see, that you spend time with yourself, because everything happens within yourself, not within your family, not within your city, within yourself. It's time you face it. And it will happen. Maybe it'll take 10 years, but it will happen.